I stumbled upon this article. Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, 5 things the rumored remake should change, and 2 things it should not. This community had our own insight into what we wanted to see changed, removed, or altered. I figured I'd make a video of this and see what you guys think. Get some discussion going, you know? This is coming from one John Hitchcock.
There I Coke, look at him.
For the website Gamerant. Oh, and spoiler alert for KoTOR 1 and 2. Skipping past the introduction text, the first thing my man John wants to see changed seems to be character customization. In the first paragraph, he states what you would expect. A more modern, deeper character customization, not unlike those seen in later BioWare games. In the following paragraph, he suggests allowing the player to play as a different species. I wouldn't be against that, although some might say that if by some miracle they decide to use Kreia, it might get a little awkward with her.
Such is the case with primitive minds. It is of no matter. Nothing human, to be sure. Awaken, beast.
Some might say even Disney is coming across as anti-alien these days.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
They stink!
There are probably too many different aliens in the Star Wars universe to include everything. But even just having some iconic ones such as Twi'leks, Togruta, Rodians, Duros, and Aqualish would be a nice change. Okay, first off, let's stick to races that are able to speak English, aka Galactic Basic, in case you want to get nerdy about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that last species he mentioned has the necessary vocal cords to do that. And second of all, what about Zabrak? How dare he not suggest an Ewok Jedi? They can speak basic, right? Next, what should change? More room for story variations. Talking about KoTOR, he says, some plot developments happen regardless of the player's choices. While this may have been great at the time, it does look crude next to something like Mass Effect. Bruh. But I kept reading. Mostly they come in the form of clear-cut light side and dark side options. Oh, now I see what he means. What if there was a way the player could complete Terrace without siding with one of the swoop gangs? Oh, but I'm still confused. Because when applying that to Mass Effect, I can't really think of anything. At least not off the top of my head. It sounds more like something out of an immersive sim. He follows with another example. What if you're able to encounter Darth Malak on the Leviathan, or successfully escape the ship before Malak gets there? That's the kind of thing he wants to see. This of course means that Bastila never gets caught, is never turned to the dark side, and never uses her battle meditation to help the Sith, perhaps even using it to help the Republic fleet from the very beginning, and eliminating any reason to even board the Starforge and confront Malak face to face. Unless you decide to assume his role as Sith Lord, in which case you'd have to either turn or kill Bastila yourself. Next, what to keep? Settings. Basically he's saying the planets we got to visit in the original game, keep those. But I would add, see if they can find a way to add Sleheyron into the mix. A planet that was actually supposed to appear in the original KoTOR but was cut. This would have been particularly interesting if Yuthura Ban was made a potential party member. It's an idea I've had for a while now. Maybe she can serve as an alternate party member to Juhani. Maybe run into some fellow slaves she left behind.
I'm originally from Sleheyron.
Next, what should change? More varied character arcs. He goes into how you have to kill certain party members if you go dark side near the end, and how that's predetermined. I thought he was going to suggest that the character-specific missions could change that. An interesting angle would be a mechanic where the player can perform actions that gain or lose trust from their allies, which in turn affect their part in the climax.
But I had an overwhelming sense of deja vu, and the caller's voice sounded oddly familiar.
Concerning Mission Veo, imagine if there was also a version of events where the player could instead earn her trust and turn her to the dark side. The original game had a major plot development where Bastila is captured and later turned to the dark side. What if there were a few more variations, such as one where Bastila's capture is entirely averted and she stays in the party. Or maybe one where she is captured but the outcome varies depending on her relationship with the player, like the one where she sides with Malik and one where she resists his influence. Or perhaps one where it is instead the player who turns Bastila to the dark side.
Son of a bitch. He stole my line.
You see, I'm writing this script as I'm reading this article. I didn't read it beforehand. Maybe I should have, but I think it's funnier this way. Next, what should change? More romantic options.
Bang, okay?
Knights of the Old Republic was also notable for introducing Juhani, an alternative love interest for a female player character and the first openly gay character in the entire Star Wars franchise. For a long time, she was the only LGBT character in Star Wars until Resistance. What? Oh right.
We're visiting my mother.
Next, what to keep? The core party. Basically, those same party members we had before, keep them. What about alternate party members like Yuthura? But no! Same party members. This could be a great opportunity to breathe new life into some old fan favorites and even add a bit more depth to their stories.
Yes! So glorious!
And finally, what should change? The big twist. Basically, you remember that twist? Yeah, way too many people know about that now. The jig is up, it's over. There are a few different options that could be used. One possibility would be to simply not present it as a twist and have the reveal occur earlier. Another approach might be to try and subvert expectations. With a different twist. For instance, if one of the player's teammates was actually Revan. You mean like how one of your teammates kinda turned out to be one of the Sith Lords all along? Yeah, sure, I can see that working.
There is no great revelation.
Also, if you don't mind me saying, Mr. Hitchcock,
It's big.
you also suggested we keep the same party members. So, Karth, are you Revan?
I don't want to talk about it right now. Let's go.
I'll leave a link to the article in the description. The comment section is there so we can talk about it or what you want to see done with this KoTOR remake. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, I got those in the description box too. Have a nice day.